Yes, yes. What is going on, everybody? Sorry for the delay. Here, a few minutes late. We are having a few technical difficulties over here, but everything is good to go now. Everything should be flowing smooth. I see we got the Hawks Den in here. What's going on? Are you an Iowa Hawkeye fan? Is that what's going on? Love it. I am as well. A lot of people might not like that about me as a Detroit Lion fan, because I know there's a lot of Michigan State. But that's all good. I'm with it all. How you guys doing today? On my end, it kind of looks a little blurry. I don't know why. Give me some thumbs up if it's looking clear to you guys. But yeah, we're gonna let some people get in here. I'll get the technical difficulties figured out. Oh yeah, it's looking actually clear on my phone, but just up here on my computer, for some reason, when I'm looking at the feedback, it looks a little blurry. So as long as it's clear to you guys and ladies, I am good to go. But yeah, how we doing today? It is Wednesday. It's not the normal Tuesday that I'm here, but I've been a little busy. Things are switching up in my life. Working nights now. I'm doing a few classes still right now, so trying to finish all that up, and my mandatory lecture was yesterday during the time I would normally be doing this, and I think next week it's going to be the same as well. So just expect me here next Wednesday, maybe Monday, who knows, but I'll be here next week as long as there's some stuff going on. But once this class and everything's over, going back to regular Tuesdays, especially during the regular season and whatnot. But yeah, I see Hawks Den, Iowa Hawks for life. Love it. Kim, how you doing, Mom? Love to see you in here. John Peterson, go Lions, of course. I know John Peterson is also a Hawks fan. So, and he's looking. House is split between Seattle Seahawks and Detroit Lions. Okay, are you out on the West Coast? Is that what's up, or where's the Seattle reference coming there? I know fans can be fans all over the nation. I'm one of them. We all are. So, but yeah, let's get into some talk. We're here now. I've let a few minutes go by, and we got some people in here. So let's go at it. Some news that's happening around the league that's not so much Lions. Just to let a few more people in here. That, I'm just going to say real quick, the Madden cover has been revealed. I don't know if there's any gamers out there, but Josh Allen is on the Madden cover. Don't know if you believe in the Madden curse. The Madden curse is the guy who's on the cover usually gets injured. So, best of luck to Josh. But, that's the first Bill that's been on the Madden cover. We've had two guys, two legends, two Lions legends, two NFL legends, and, of course, that's Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson. A lot of people wanted Amon-Ra St. Brown on the cover doing that little thing, I can't do it quite like him. But, yeah, didn't happen. Maybe next year, after he has a dominant year this year. Or any other Lion, but who cares? It's a video game. If there's a curse that comes along with it, I'd rather not have our guys being cursed. So I am all good with not having a Lion on the Madden cover. All right. But, Calvin Johnson, Barry Sanders, both very deserving when they did it. But okay, everybody. OTAs are over. And we are on to mandatory minicamp. We're just moving forward in the process throughout the year. Mandatory minicamp isn't much different from OTAs other than it's mandatory. So everybody has to be there. And also the media is allowed to be there every single day. Unlike OTAs, it was just from Thursday on. But, unfortunately, Syndicate Sports Detroit and Touchdown Detroit Lions, we're not quite big enough yet to get those credentials. But I'm not even sure if we reached out the way that we could have. But you know what? That's okay because we're going to be there soon enough. I trust it. We're making our moves as long as you guys keep coming back, liking the content, sharing it, doing all that. Enough of that, though. But yeah, we can get some more inside scoop if we can get in there. But, we got other people right there that we can follow and see what's going on. And I follow plenty of Lions content to where we kind of get a sneak peek anyways, but it would be really cool to be inside the facility. You know what I mean? But anyways, yeah. So let's take a look who's been there. And this is just as of today. I know it was a different list yesterday, but here, there it is right there. These are the guys who are not practicing. So everybody else is there, but these are the guys who are not practicing, and this is due to injury, or is what I heard. We got, it's a good list, but also this isn't the 53-man roster. We're gonna make a lot of cuts. So, Hendon Hooker, he's coming off the ACL. He's just rehabbing. David Montgomery, just hopefully that's a caution. But that means Jahmyr Gibbs is getting a lot of first-team reps. So that's good. I think that's good for him, especially right now, no pads, to really just, get in there a crash course and see what you can do, first of all, and just really learn. I'm sure David Montgomery's in his ear. So that's good, and I hope that he's helping him out because it's only going to help the team out. I hope we don't have any veterans on the team who are kind of stingy and like, I'm not showing you anything, rookie. This is my position. I doubt David Montgomery's like that, and didn't even mean to put that out there. But, yeah, Trinity Benson, he's always hurt. Maurice Alexander, the highlighted ones are new guys. And, yeah, James Mitchell, once again. Frank Ragnow, that's caution. He said he's going to be good to go, but he's got the toe problem, and they said that he can't have surgery. So, he's just kind of laying low. Levi Onwuzurike, I don't even know if that's how you say his name. I would mess it up every single time, but, he's been hurt since he's been on the Lions. Malcolm Rodriguez, that sucks. He was out, last week too, yesterday as well. So hopefully it's nothing too serious. Chase Lucas. And then the big one right there, CJ Gardner-Johnson at the bottom. That's pretty significant because that's new. He was not hurt yesterday. And there is reports, and this is from Pride of Detroit, but and I don't have it right here, but I have it right here to read for myself, but I did not put it in the graphic today. Like I said, we were battling some technical difficulties today. Normally I have everything popping up for you guys, but this is from Pride of Detroit. And CJ Gardner-Johnson apparently was at practice, but he was sporting a cast over his right hand and wrist. That's concerning, but we are months away. He's already played under Aaron Glenn, so he kind of knows the system. He knows what's expected out of him. He's an all-pro. He's a veteran. He's going to be fine. I think this is all going to be okay. He can still learn the system. I know that physical reps are better than just, mental reps and watching and whatnot. But he's played enough football. He's got the dog in him. And it is so far away from the regular season that I think that this is, even if it's a broken wrist or whatever, broken hand, he's a defensive player as well. He doesn't need that hand to catch everything. I know that he did make a lot of interceptions last year and in prior years, but, got to deal with what we got to deal with, and I know that he's a good player no matter what. But we got, in his position, to be fair, we finally have some depth too. And he was one of the guys, obviously, that was coming over to make a difference for this team. But maybe this is why we go out and get him, and we have still Tracy Walker, Kirby Joseph. We added Cam Sutton, Emmanuel Mosley. We got Jerry Jacobs. So this would be a more devastating injury. Last year without the depth, the year before. But right now it's so far away from the regular season that, maybe it's, and who knows, I didn't even see it. Didn't say what kind of cast it was. It could have been a brace. It could have been an air cast. Could have been, a wrap. I know they usually try to be more specific, but with the media these days, you never know. Sometimes they blow things out of proportion, and this could be just one of those things where he's wearing a brace and it's going to be a short-term deal. Regardless, I still feel like, even though it's a small setback, that he will be fine come regular season. All right. Yeah, I see right here, John Peterson. I'm just hopping him back in and out of the comments here. John Peterson, Lions' best 2 draft picks were Hawkeyes. Hey, that's a bold statement. They are definitely 2 of the best picks. I will agree with you there. I can't say that they're the 2 best yet. just because we haven't been out there on Sundays. But I love the picks. Don't get me wrong. Love Jack Campbell. Love Sam Laporta. I'm going to get into more of him here in a little bit. But yeah, definitely, I think that they're both going to pan out for this team big time. Jack Campbell was not getting as much love as I thought he should have coming out of college. You said right there, best linebacker in the draft. I have to agree. Iowa had one of the best defenses in college football. That defense won so many games for them, and I'm going to talk more about it. Talking about Sam Laporta later too, but yeah, I think Jack Campbell is a dog. He's that Dan Campbell style of guy, and he's going to do great for us on defense. And you will hear what I have to say about Sam Laporta here in a little bit. But just to let you know, I love the guy. All right. Let's get into some JMO talk, I guess, before we get too far. Once again, JMO's in the media last week for some of the wrong reasons. I think that the media likes to blow things out of proportion with Jameson Williams, and I think that some of our fans do as well. The whole social media stigma, all that stuff, I think we just need to let go of that. Yeah, he got caught gambling, and I'm going to get into a little bit more of that here in a second. But, and then he went to the casino or the fights, whatever. The kid is not doing what John Morant does, okay? So at least he's not doing any of that. And until he does, I think we need to give him a break. Because JMO, he's looking good. And I know he's suspended 6 games. But today, there's reports that he stood out, and he was mostly with the second team, but apparently he was dominating. He was out there, burning guys, doing what he's supposed to do, doing everything that everybody thought that he would do as a 12th overall wide receiver pick in the draft. So that's promising news right there. But the negative stuff that they're saying about him, last week Goff got on him for some miscommunication. He was visibly upset. Well, that just happens in football. You see that in every single game with every single player, and Goff should be holding every wide receiver accountable. But to me, it's a good thing. And this got blown out in the wrong way. Their timing's off still, all this. Well, it's spring. They have a lot of time to work, and that right there shows that they're working things out. They're communicating. They could just let it go, and Goff could have just been like, and JMO could have been like, oh, you didn't throw it to me. And it could have just been left at that. But, the fact that they feel comfortable with each other, they go up and talk to each other and criticize each other to get each other better is a positive thing. So it was seen as a negative initially by other people. But to me, I think it's positive. If you can't communicate with each other, you're never going to progress. And so the fact that they can go out there, get on each other, get a little tough on each other, and still go back out the next play, make it work, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to me. But yeah, let's keep talking. They also and I want to get over this. Hopefully this is the last week that I have to talk about the whole Jameson Williams media being down on him. We need to have his back, because I do think it was an honest mistake what he did. But the media also asked Goff about JMO liking the tweet about we should bring Lamar Jackson to Detroit. Goff dismissed it in the perfect way. He asked me, "You guys are bored, huh?" Because they had to ask this once again. And then he had a great response with saying, I like other receivers too, but I love JMO. And I think JMO feels the same way. We're all fans. And he was a rookie last year. He didn't even really get to play that much. He watches NFL around the league. And he's expressed his love for Goff too. Goff's his guy. He's the quarterback. He backs him no matter what anybody thinks. And I agree with how they both are. Have you ever played a sport? You're watching the other team. You're like, dang, that guy's good. He's a good player. It happens. You become a fan of another athlete, especially when you're an elite athlete. And, we've all had dreams of playing in the NFL. Or not maybe all of us, but if you played football, maybe you did. And when you're growing up, you have heroes. Maybe Jameson Williams, one of his favorite quarterbacks to watch is Lamar Jackson. That's what I'm getting out of it. And if he were to come to the Lions at that time, he probably would appreciate it, but he did not say, go get Lamar Jackson. I don't want Jared Goff as my quarterback. That was never said. So once again, media blowing it out of proportion. we got to cut this guy some slack. I don't know why he's getting so much criticism over what he does outside of football. I know that he hasn't been on the field that often. When he was, he had a couple explosive plays, but some miscommunication. Well, that's going to happen when you don't practice all year with your quarterback. You just get thrown in. You're coming off an ACL injury. Now they have time to work on it. A lot of people mad about the suspension, but we got to cut this guy a break. Can't have the fans all mad at him. Is he going to want to come back to Detroit when it's time for him to sign a new contract if he's an explosive player? Maybe not, because he might remember how the media reacted to him and how the fans are. Oh, J-Mo's a thug, all this. How? What did he do to be a thug? I'm not even going to go there, but I've heard that, and it's stupid. It's a stupid take if you think that. We got to give the guy a chance. I'm all about free J-Mo, and this is why. The gambling thing is going around the league, and it is very clear that it is very unclear with all the players around the league about the rules. There's more and more players getting suspended now. From what we're hearing, it's just kind of a thing that's being talked about in the locker room, and really kind of, a quick thing. Like, hey, guys, you guys know not to gamble on NFL games, so don't be stupid. But I've heard multiple players from other teams around the league say this, to where it's kind of like the coaches and the organizations and the NFL is just saying don't gamble on the NFL games. Never really were very specific verbally or in meetings to them about not gambling in team facilities on other sports. They were just aware that they could gamble on other sports. And, some guys understand the rules. Some guys read every single page in the rule book, as I guess most players should from now on. But even then, from what I understand, from what I'm hearing of reports, that it's not even that big of a section in the book. It's kind of a real brief statement. And if you just skim through it, you might overlook it. Well, there was a guy who was scared about the gambling thing, and maybe all players should do this, but he was golfing in a tournament, and he wanted to bet on himself or, put a friendly wager down, and he asked NFLPA if that was okay. They said yes. So, I mean, there's so many, I don't know, there's just holes in this, and to suspend players for 6 games with this big of a misunderstanding is just ridiculous to me. So I think they need to cut Jameson Williams a break. It's obviously in our locker room, especially, the rules were not stated correctly, but the NFL, they don't care. You put it in the rule book, they say it briefly, they're going to say they told you so. They're probably not going to back down, but I'm all on the free J-Mo bandwagon. I might give myself a shirt. Who knows? The one that Kirby Joseph has. But, yeah, I just think it's crap because of how, unclear everything was, especially all around the league now. There's a ton of guys, and they said there's going to be more that are going to come up that are going to get suspensions. They're investigating more right now. So, obviously, there's just some, it's a miscommunication or just not enough clarity there by the league going to the players. So, let's get that. Let's get that, nip that in the butt, because we're losing out on 6 games from a player who has potential out of this world. And for what? Because nobody told him the right way, or the NFL didn't make it clear. I think the NFL should send people out this year and make that clear. If you don't want gambling, send people in there, make it clear as day, but also stop being a hypocrite. You're taking money from gambling companies, FanDuel, DraftKings, but don't gamble in my league, not in my facility. And in a hotel, and who knows what the facility was that these guys were gambling into. I got to get off the subject because it's getting me mad. But, I mean, they could have been in a hotel on the road, and he's just sitting there trying to pass time, and that's considered a team facility. He could be on the airplane doing it. So it's a bunch of crap. I don't like the rule. I don't like the suspension. Free J-Mo. Let's go. All right. Now let's get into some golf talk. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna look in here. We got some comments going. All right. Yeah, I'll get Brian. Well, we'll talk about Brian Branch too. I'm gonna get into all the rookie talk here. But here we go. Heard J-Mo had a good practice today. I talked about that. He did. I wasn't there, but that's what I heard too, and that is very promising news. I'm over like I was just talking about this, I'm over the 6-game suspension. I forgive him. He apologized. I think it was honestly an honest mistake the way that's coming right now, I don't think that he would go out there and jeopardize this. He showed up to OTAs, which is not mandatory. I think the kid wants to be a great player. So we got to get off his back about all this. What do you guys do on social media? I bet you're posting you guys chugging a beer or something. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know about all you guys. I'm just saying. Not any of you guys. And I'm not pointing the people in the chat out here, but I'm talking about the people who are critical of Jameson Williams. Think about stuff that maybe you've posted on social media before. I know that he is an NFL player. He should be holding himself more responsible. He's also very young. And I don't think that anything that he's doing is that bad. All right. Who has the... Hayden Franks. Here we go. Who has more drip? Goff's photo shoot or Kirk Cousins on the plane? I mean, that photo shoot was amazing by the Lions. Kirk Cousins, it was honestly hilarious when I saw that, him doing the dance. But Goff's got the drip, man. I mean, look at our colors. We got that. It's already matches with our uniform. The iciness. Yeah, I'm going with my boy Jared Goff all day. I just need to see the dance from Goff now, because Kirk Cousins was trying to do a dance, and his dance was definitely off beat. He did have, I think, more ice around him, but Tracy Walker and Kirby Joseph's chains, I mean, they had him going. All right. Let's get into to some more news, though. But yes, definitely Goff has the drip. We're ice cold out here in Detroit, you know. And we got the cold hearts too coming in this year. No love for any other team. We're stomping you out, and then we're wearing the chains and the sunglasses afterwards. All right. Good question there, Hayden. But let's talk Goff talk. Yeah. So last week Dan Campbell kind of got started some beef with the Rams a little bit, saying that Goff is a better quarterback now with the Lions than he was with LA. And I think he's right, though. I'm not going to touch on this too much. And I love this, actually. I at first was kind of like, what? Why is he saying this? But I think he's backing his quarterback. I think maybe him and Goff have a good relationship. Maybe they had a couple cocktails together, and Goff's like, LA really did me dirty and all this, and they never gave me a chance. But thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to be the number one guy and all this. And I don't know if this actually happened. Now, this is all speculation, so don't quote me on this. But maybe Campbell's going out there. I'm going in the presser tomorrow, and I'm going to have my guys back, and I'm going to let them know that he is a better quarterback now than he was in LA. And that's, once again, that's just a story in my head that I made up. But regardless, Campbell came out there, put Goff up. Pretty much just gave all the praise to him. Says he's a better quarterback now than he was in LA. He says that we use him a lot more here. We rely on him a lot more here. We do different stuff with him here. And I think he's right, and he also said that Goff has come so far from the time that he was here to where he is now. And that could speak on maybe Goff wasn't prepared the right way in LA that he should have been, and now everything's coming together for him. Maybe he's just with the right system. Who knows? But I think that he's right. Goff had a career year last year. He's set up with the offense this year to have another great year, and I think that he's going to be a key to the success, as he should be, because he's the quarterback. But I think he's going to have another year like last year. Minimal turnovers. I'm not saying he has to have that number. That was an insane number. 7 interceptions to 29 touchdowns. That's phenomenal. Top 10 numbers. But he's got to keep it down. It can't be that first year Goff. It's got to be similar to last year. And even if it's a slight, even if he's a little bit, that's okay. But I don't see it happening. I think that drafting Hendon Hooker adds a little pressure to him. And I think that he's going to rise to the occasion. I know that last week in OTAs, people were seeing him throw picks. But this is typical in springtime. The offense gets it going a little bit slower than the defense usually. I think we've seen that last year too. The defense was kind of, playing better in OTAs and training camp. And we're like, oh, maybe we have a good defense. And, we saw how that turned out at the beginning of the season. But I think that, but I do think the defense improved massively this year. But we got to give Goff some time. He looked good today and yesterday, at least from the highlights that I saw, throwing touchdowns. And I just think that, Goff is our guy. And especially look at this stat. I did not even know this. Apparently, he had the most passing touchdowns at home in 2022. So that's 3 touchdowns ahead of Josh Allen, 4 ahead of Patrick Mahomes. it's the guy had a career year. He's gonna be he's our guy. I love Goff, and he also mentioned that he's not so focused on the extension right now. So I think that's good. He's more focused on winning, being a team player. And a lot of the times, these extension talks, like we saw with Lamar Jackson, all that, can become a distraction to a team. So I think Goff, putting that to the side, really just focus on the team. He's your quarterback. This guy, I love him. He's my quarterback. I was harsh on him at first. Goff's the dude moving forward. I want to get him extended. How do you guys feel? How do you feel about extending Goff? I know there's talks already of it, but do you want to move forward? Are you ready to have him walk after next year? Hendon Hooker time? Or are we extending Goff? I want to know what you guys feel in the comments. Let's see what you got to say. Oh, yeah, Patty Grimes. He's my QB. I can see it right now. The T.O. meme right there. Hell yeah. All right, Hawksden. Thought on... we'll get on Derek Barnes. We'll get on Derek Barnes. And we'll get on that too. Okay, Hawksden, I'm coming back for your questions. But I want to know what's up with Goff right now, how you guys feel about it. Fresh and Fly, what up? Good to see you in here. But yeah, long term, Jared's game is the West Coast offense, and it's working. Let them hear us roar. I'm with you. Yeah, everybody likes the long ball. That's what you said. I didn't see that quite right at first, but I think Jared, like you said, is very consistent. I think that's more important in this league than anything. Being able to run an offense effectively and consistently is more important than throwing that long ball every once in a while. Because if you can't be consistent, you can't cut down the turnovers. Maybe you're throwing 3 picks to that one long ball that gets in, and that's not worth anything anyways. All right. No, he's finna be 30. Hawksden says no. Okay. Hey, but in the league now, you see longevity happening with quarterbacks. It's happening. They're lasting longer. I'm not saying that Goff is on Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers level. Even, screw Aaron Rodgers. I don't care about Aaron Rodgers. Goff is definitely on that guy's level. He owns him, actually. Yeah, I said it. He owns you. No, I'm just kidding. But, I really think that as long as you can stay healthy, don't suffer any catastrophic injuries. As a quarterback, especially if you're getting protected, you can last a lot longer. You want to speak on Matthew Stafford? I think the guy got a Super Bowl. I think he needs to get out of the league now. I loved him as a Lion quarterback, but he gets hit too much and he gets hurt too much now. Broken back a couple times. Come on, man. Get out of there and retire a Lion. There you go. But, okay, Hawksden also said it's all in this year for Goff. I also agree. I kind of, said that a little bit. I said that I think that the offense, he's the key to this. If he's keeping the turnovers down, distributing the ball the way that he was last year, doing all that, we're going to be great again this year on offense. But, he's got to do that. He cannot go back to the year before Goff. He can digress a little, I think, and still have a great year. But, yeah, we can't have the fumbles or the interceptions, and I don't see it happening. I think that we just added more weapons around him, maybe upgraded a few weapons. And I think we're going to see that he's going to do great. To me, he's always gotten better in his career. Besides with the Rams, he kind of had a falling out, but that's a whole different story. I mean, his coach was publicly putting him out there, like saying our quarterback's bad. Like he was calling him out. So, I mean, just a lack of confidence there. And who knows? It seems like he didn't even know, pass protection as much from the running back. All this, it's from what Dan Campbell was talking about. So maybe Goff just it was a bad time in LA. It wasn't the right fit, even though he went to the Super Bowl with them. But I think that he has found more of a home here, found a second life, and he's really thriving here in Detroit. First time here, folks. Glad he's proven me wrong. Extend him. I'm the same way, Brent. I was definitely not on board with Goff at first, as he was not doing well either when he was first here. So I'm glad that he's also proven me wrong. All right, he's been keeping the interceptions down, so that's great. Yeah, I'm with you there. All right, let's move on. That was the Goff talk. The Goff talk. But yeah, I want to get into a few more things. I see some comments here that I'm going to get to definitely. But right before I get into there, I want to talk about, Goff also said, the secondary is starting. They're a lot better than last year. They're giving him a lot more problems. The defense is just improved. Like I said, it's earlier. But I think this is great for us to go up against this. We don't need to dominate all the time. Or, if you are, then what do you think about the defense? So you ever heard the saying, iron sharpens iron? That's what I'm talking about. And I think that's what could go on here. Also in Dan Campbell's presser today, he mentioned that Romeo Okwara and Charles Harris are both looking very good this year compared to last year. Obviously, they're coming off of injuries, but he says that Okwara especially looking a lot better than he was even last year at the end of the year when he was cleared to go. So that's promising because if we can have Harris and Romeo Okwara going full bore, and we saw what they could do in the past. If they can do even the slightest of that, we're going to be great at depth with our pass rushers. I mean, we got Aiden Hutchinson coming into his second year. I think he's going to wreak havoc. He's saying that he's leaps and bounds ahead of where he was last year. So I can't wait to see what Hutch does. James Houston says he wants to double his sacks from what he had last year. And I mean, he only played, 8 games? 6 games? He can do that easily. And I think that he will. I truly believe that James Houston is going to have a huge season this year and get double-digit sacks. He's got crazy moves. He gets lower than anybody in the league. I think he's going to have a huge year this year. But then you add Charles Harris back to the mix, who had an awesome year before he got hurt. I think that he's going to contribute big time. Dan Campbell said he's a workhorse. And like I said, Romeo Okwara was one of our better pass rushers as well before he had the Achilles injury. So, I mean, Charles Harris and Romeo Okwara were our two best pass rushers. And now to have them just, if we can rotate those 4 and keep them healthy, oh, man, I'm excited to see how many sacks those 4 can get combined and just what they can do as a unit. So I think it's awesome and great news to see them healthy, and hopefully we can all stay healthy. That's the key in football. Health is wealth. Health is wealth. Alrighty. I'm going to go on in these comments. Yeah, Derek Barnes, let's talk about it. You said that he got some first team reps is what is what I'm reading here, right? Thought on Derek Barnes getting first team reps over Campbell and Anzalone. I think it's, just right now, I think they're trying to give him a shot. They're not counting. Dan Campbell said he's not counting him out. From what I heard, and this was just rumors. Obviously, the media likes to blow things up, but there was even talks about him potentially getting moved around, and not, which is crazy to me because he's his third year in his rookie season. I think he adds value to this team, especially on special teams and depth. And if he can, step it up a little bit more this year, I think he can really contribute to that defense big time. I thought he was going to be one of our better linebackers when we drafted him, right away. But, he's moving along a little slower than I thought, but maybe he's right on track now. I think that it's a good thing no matter what. Just get everybody. Those 4 especially. I mean, I know Rodriguez is hurt right now, but while we're practicing, get them all first team reps. See who you got. Compete. Make the other guys a little bit nervous. Oh, crap. Barnes is in there. What am I doing wrong? Something like that. But, it doesn't hurt at all because they all get first team reps. They can all potentially be first team type players. Then once again, we got the depth thing there. We can rotate them in, keep them on less reps, stay a little bit more healthy. So I think that it's more of that. I don't see it as much as Barnes, potentially being the number 1 right now. But I just see it as they're trying to get guys, all the guys that we're going to be using some first team reps because why not? That's just how I see it. All right. Who was that? Hawksden had another question. What is the realest goal this season for the Lions? I mean, to me, you got to take care of business, and we haven't done this in forever. We got to win the North. That's the start. And once you win the North, that gets you in the playoffs. So the number 1 goal has got to be to just win the North, and we move on from there. Once you win the North, you're in the playoffs. Then you have another goal, and that's the Super Bowl. But I do think that in the team they are confident this year. They know what they're capable of. I don't think that they're overconfident, but I think that they know the buzz around the team, and they feel like they can make a lot of noise. But I think that we got to keep it, one step at a time. We had a winning season last year. Now the next step, win the North at all costs. I think that we do have a team to win 11 to 12 games this year. But no matter what, win the North. That's what we need to do first. That's the winning goal, or the main goal for me. But yeah, like I said, I do think that we can. I think that we can win the North and be a number one seed in the NFC this year. And I know that's a hot take, but I love this team. Just how they've been progressing. I don't think that it is unrealistic either. So, with that being said, let's win the North first. All right. All right. What's up, Fearless? I see you in here. Good to see you back here. I think here we go. Fresh and Fly. I'm going through here. I'm going through the comments. Tommy. It's not Tommy. It's Tony. Tony, I am sorry. Tony, you're the man. I did not mean to say that. My eyes are looking at this little screen right now. But Tony, what's up? We got to remember this is a team. This is a team game. The quarterback play is connected to the old O-line. The receiver, it's all together. You win together or you lose together. You can't just point fingers. You're right. I mean, it's a team game, but I think we have a solid team. And I think that they mesh. I think they come together. I think that we're talking about Goff here. It's not all on him. You're right. But I think that he has the pieces that he set up for success. So if he doesn't succeed as well, it's kind of like, hey, man, we got all the puzzle pieces right here for you. What's happening? So, but I don't think that that's going to happen. I think that they're going to be just fine. They're going to build off of last year. We got, I think we're going to be, a lot of people are, what's going on with the wide receiver room? Shark's gone. J-Mo suspended for 6 games. We got to go get DeAndre Hopkins. I don't think that we need to do that either. We got Marvin Jones, Khalif Raymond. We got Josh Reynolds, who him and Goff have an outstanding connection already. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the sun god. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to do great things in the pass game. And, of course, we can't forget about the guy that I'm going to get into right now. And I'm talking about our first second-round pick out of Iowa, out of tight end Sam Laporta. I cannot stop raving about this guy. And, I really do think that he is going to be a day one contributor and make a lot of noise in this league for us right off the bat. And here's why. I've said this in past weeks. He played, and I'm an Iowa fan, and you guys can agree with me if you're an Iowa fan. He played on a bad, really bad offense the last few years, and Petrus was his quarterback, who is not a good quarterback. And he played for one of the worst offensive coordinators in college football. And not, that's Little Ferentz. Kirk Ferentz, love him, love everything he does there, but he's so biased towards his son. He keeps him there. He's not a good offensive coordinator. But the Little Ferentz, who has seen a lot of talent come through, he's coached, he's got some coaching experience. I just don't think he should be the offensive coordinator, particularly. But anyways, this is a Lions podcast. Sam Laporta was carrying that offense a lot. And Ferentz, the offensive coordinator, said that Sam Laporta is possibly the best player he's ever coached. And he's coached George Kittle and TJ Hawkinson. So that's speaking volumes on Sam Laporta. Now, I know he probably didn't look as great in his highlights as Hawkinson or Kittle's highlights, but he has phenomenal highlights, don't get me wrong. But he also didn't have all the weapons around him or the run game or any of that all these other two tight ends or any of the other phenomenal Iowa offensive players had in the past. Laporta was the guy carrying the offense. He would make crazy catches, diving catches. He would get the ball after a 2-yard catch when it's 3rd and 15 and get the first down. The guy is going to be great for us. He's got weapons around him now, and that's why I think he's going to shine right off the bat. We've already seen in OTAs and in minicamp, there was a little clip that they showed earlier today of him doing a little toe tap in the end zone, dime from Goff to him, I think, and it was against the first team defense. I'm not sure. I think that was C.J. Gardner Johnson that he caught it in front of. I don't know. Number 2, I think that's him. But yeah, I mean, I think this guy is going to be great for us right off the bat. And I've said this in prior weeks too. He's going to contribute a lot more for us, and I think that he will end up being a better tight end in the league. And don't get me wrong, I love the guy, but I think he's going to be better than Hawkinson. I can't say Kittle yet because Kittle is an all-pro, and Hawkinson is definitely a great tight end. But I see this kid doing great things. I even potentially see him being the offensive rookie of the year. I don't know. That's crazy because we got Jahmyr Gibbs who might do that. We got there's so many weapons in this league, but I'm saying he's probably going to be the best tight end if you were to ask me out of all the guys. And this was a great tight end class. But regardless, we got a steal. This could be the steal of the second round, but we got another guy in the second round who also dropped, who was supposed to go in the first round. And I'm talking about Branch out of Alabama. And that guy is also, he could be the steal. So we're moving on from one steal to the next steal. Regardless, first 4 picks should make a huge difference for this team. And if you got 4 picks coming out of a draft who are going to start or at least play a lot for you, you did very well in the draft, especially year one. Year one is what I'm talking. The other guys will develop, and maybe, who knows, there's probably another diamond in the rough there. Brad Holmes is great at this. But I already consider if we have 4 day one starters or 4 day one contributors at least, this draft was a success. All right. Going back into the comments, we still need a CB1. So you don't feel that Cam Sutton is a cornerback 1, or, what about, Jerry Jacobs? He's maybe not the QB1, but that guy, he's doing well for us. I know that C.J. Gardner-Johnson, they said he's going to be nickel and safety a lot for us, but I really do think that Cam Sutton could be that cornerback 1. Of course, we're going to see, but I think that's what they went out to go and get him for, and he adds a lot of veteran experience for us. He's played very well over the last few years. He's been on winning teams, on a good defense there in Pittsburgh. So I do see him making a big-time, difference for us. I think that he is our cornerback 1 right now. You say Marcus Peters. Marcus Peters is a little bit older. He is good. I wouldn't, pass him up. We do need, I like the veteran help there. But I think Cam Sutton is going to make some leaps this year and really step it up. And the guys around him too. I think they're all fired up this year. They can all help each other out. And as a total unit, I think that secondary obviously is much improved, but I think it's going to be much better than what some people think. All right. I'm looking forward to Pascal playing more, hoping for his success. Is there any guy you're looking at to take a big leap this year? You kind of read my mind right there. I was going to get into it. Pascal, I'm hearing good things about him too, and what his role is going to be. And he's really kind of a dynamic defensive lineman because he can play inside and he can play outside. And he made a pretty big difference in a few games when he came back last year. So I really do expect, I think he was going to be, I had a little sleeper segment set up here, and he was going to be my sleeper because he kind of fell under the radar and because of his injury. Nobody, a lot of people forgot that we drafted him, to be a big-time contributor on defense, and we knew that he had an injury. We knew that it was going to take some time to really get him fully healthy. He did keep aggravating it throughout the year last year, but if he can stay healthy, that guy is going to be key to us. And that's another thing. A lot of people wanted us to go get some D-line help. We brought back Bugs, who was a huge contributor at the end of the year. But I think that some of these guys that we forgot that we had, who are just injured, are going to be the guys who make the progression this year and really step up for us. And, Pascal didn't get a lot of chance. He hasn't been, hadn't had a lot of NFL snaps this year or in his career. But I think this year he takes a huge step. Really, he's going to put the NFL on notice, and I'm excited to see him. So yeah, that's funny that you said Pascal. I think that he is the one who I'm looking forward to, and could make the biggest leap this year. I also feel that Kirby Joseph, even though he was looking great last year, he showed potential. I think that he's going to be even better this year. I think Kirby is going to go out there and ball out. I think we got a great a guy who's going to end up having a few all pro seasons in his career. I could be wrong, but I mean, it just looks like the guy has a nose for the ball, and he's going to learn under C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I mean, he's going to learn from a lot of these guys. He's already been learning from our boy Tracy Walker, who I think has a lot of knowledge, and it's great to see him back. But I really think that Kirby Joseph has an even better this year than he does last year. But yeah, Pascal, great to point that out. He is going to do a lot of work for this defense this year. I'm saying it right now. All right. Here we go, Hawks then. Kittle, that and Hawk came out of there. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what we're talking about. When I was talking about Sam Laporta, tight end Iowa University of Iowa. It started with Dallas Clark. It started before that. I mean, Iowa puts out so many great tight ends. I am not concerned at all about what Laporta is going to do for our team. I think he's going to be day one stud. That's all I got to say right there. Yeah, Tony, that's what I'm talking about. Smash that like button, Lions fans. If you're liking what you're hearing, go ahead and hit the like button. I'm here every single week usually. The off season is a little bit different just because sometimes there's not stuff to talk about. Other times I'm busy. I coach baseball and stuff too, but the season's over for that, so I should be here. Next week I'll be here on Wednesday as well, but moving forward after that, it's usually Tuesdays, but next week will be Wednesday. But yeah, I'm not done. Not quite done yet. If you guys have any more questions for me, actually, though, let me know because I will answer them. Here we go right here. Who is the best player on the team right now? I would say Penei Sewell. I think I think Penei Sewell's a dog, man. That guy, and I know that's a lineman. That's not the sexy pick or whatever. But Penei Sewell is a beast. And that's another guy. Okay, so we were talking about Pascal, we were talking about Kirby Joseph. He's already been very good the last 2 years. In his young year, I think this guy is going to be a monster this year. So I think that he's definitely could get, maybe the best player on the team. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, maybe. It could be rookies. We haven't seen Jahmyr Gibbs play. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? That's a tough question. That's a really good question, though. I'm really going to have to think about that a lot more. Because I just got to go back, see how everybody's doing, But yeah, who do you guys think? Who do you think? I want to know in the comments right now. Who do you think the best player on the Lions is right now? That's a great question. And I see right there, Aiden Hutchinson. I think he has the potential to be. He's definitely, He had a great rookie year. And if he comes out and he has a better year, then yeah. I mean, I think that he's definitely right there, if not the best already, like you said. But, I think he has to prove a little bit more to earn that badge as the best player on the Lions. I think that he will prove it. I'm not saying that he's not going to. I just think that until he has to earn it just a little bit more. But I'm right there with you. I think he will get it. I'm about to buy a Hutch jersey. I wasn't sure where to go because, who's going to be the most secure Lion moving forward. You don't want to buy somebody's jersey who they're going to trade away or is going to be off the team, soon unless you really love that player. But, I think you're solid with getting a Hutch jersey. So you're onto something there, yeah. Hutch is definitely top 5, top 3 on the team to me, definitely. And could definitely be number 1 very soon. I keep saying definitely, sorry. But he could be the number 1 best player on this team, sure, for sure. Or soon, for sure. Hardest game of the year for the Lions, for me, could be game 1 against Kansas City, or we could just come out there and explode, in good or bad way. But it's always, I think, conference games are usually tougher just because we know each other. We've done a great job of dealing with the conference as of late. But I would say Kansas City just because of the Super Bowl champs. It's week 1. Nobody really knows each other that much. You have to go off of last year. So there's going to be some surprises. So if you want to go off of preparation, we're going to have a lot of time to do that. But I just think that they're probably our toughest opponent all year when you look at the schedule. We do have a decent schedule playing some other teams. I think that Ravens game is going to give us some trouble. Not trouble. I think it's just gonna be tough going there, and they're a good team. It's later in the year, but I think that first game is gonna be pretty tough. All right, all right. And what are the weaknesses on this team? Well, um, I would say as of right now, it's still we don't know how that defense is shaping up. Hopefully it's not, but I would say the middle of the line. I love Aleem McNeil. I love Aleem the Dream. I love Bugs. But I think that's where we made our least amount of improvement this year. So if you want to just go off of that, I'll say that would be one of our weaker areas on this team, definitely. The secondary hasn't proven themselves yet either, but we did sure that up pretty well in free agency. Added a lot of key pieces, but they got to perform together on the field. But if I had to say right now, it's just that interior defensive line. But hopefully, they step it up a lot more. I heard Aleem McNeil lost some weight. Heard he's in a lot better shape, but he's still a beast because he wants to get to the quarterback and get through the line and make a bigger difference this year. So that's promising that he's out there putting in the work. I know that they're putting a lot on his shoulders since they didn't go out. I mean, we did get Broderick, what's his name? God, Broderick Martin, who we drafted. And there's, a lot of people who were kind of like, why the heck did we trade up and get this guy? But he's huge. There's a lot of potential with him. I don't know, maybe there was better guys there at that, but, we do have a plan for him. And the potential, like I said, the guy is massive. So if we can work with him, really get the best out of him, he should do well for us there. But that's just how I feel right now. All right. Any more questions? Otherwise, I'm going to talk one more thing. Here we go. Brent. Sorry, Brent. Here we go. How much money is JMO losing during his suspension? And do you think it will be reduced to 3 games? I really do hope it's reduced to 3 games. I was talking about this earlier just because, I don't know if you've been in here the whole time, but I was elaborating on the gambling, and I think it's crap that he got suspended for 6 games. And anybody who got suspended for that long or indefinitely, because the league was not very clear on this, and there's more and more and more people that are getting caught doing this. So I think the league really needs to step back and reduce this, the punishment, but I don't think that they will. They're going to probably say, hey, we put it in the rule book. You're supposed to be told, not on us. So who knows? But yeah, that's I think that he also did, though. Let's see. I had the exact number up here a few weeks ago. I think it was around 6 million, maybe 7 million. It was like 6 point something million that he lost. So it's a significant amount, especially as a rookie. So it's not good. But yeah, regardless, I'm on the free JMO bandwagon as of late, just because of what's coming to light. Especially, seems like a lot of players didn't really understand it and weren't really told clearly the rules all the way. They were just kind of told, don't bet on NFL games. And Jameson Williams did not bet on an NFL game. And like I said, who knows what facility he was in when he bet on it. It could have been in a hotel, an airplane with the team, but regardless, that's a team facility. But it's just like, come on. He didn't go out there and do anything wrong. I guess you got to do something a little more serious to get a reduced suspension. And I don't know. I'm not even going to get into it, but the league really needs to evaluate their policies here. Alrighty. I'm going to talk about, okay, Tony says he's going with Hutchinson on the best player on the team. Hayden Frank says Lions, Packers, Thanksgiving. I see a W. I also see a W. I see us beating the Packers twice. I know that the Packers are talking a lot about Jordan Love right now being good, and that it's not much of a drop-off, but I don't care. I've seen Jordan Love play. We played him a few times, and we own him. We're going to continue to do that. And, sorry, I'm going to get hyped. But, I love that we're playing the Packers on Thanksgiving this year. I would love to go to that game. Used to go to all the Thanksgiving games, but I stopped because we were just losing a ton of them. And now we're starting to win again. So, so I wouldn't mind going back to a Thanksgiving game with my family. Would be amazing. I like that game too. All right, I see a few more questions in here that I'm going to get to. Here we go. Who is the Super Bowl favorite right now? Oh my goodness. It's really tough. I did see. I'm gonna say what I've seen other people saying. This isn't necessarily what I believe because this would be an extremely biased opinion. But I've been seeing people say the first game of the season is also going to be the last game of the season, saying that Detroit is going to play Kansas City in the Super Bowl. Now that is huge. That is big time pressure on the Detroit Lions. We're getting a lot of love from the media. So I don't necessarily want to say that, but I do want to put it in the air that I think that we could, if we play like we did the last half of the season, we have a team that could make a lot of noise. I'll just say it at that. And I would love for us to do what they say right there. Lions play Chiefs in the Super Bowl. But, I just want us to win the North first, and I will leave it at that. But, yeah, I don't know. As far as Super Bowl favorite, that's another tough one. The Bills always look good. Not always, but recently. The Chiefs, though, I don't know, man. That's a very tough question. That's not. You're hitting me with the ones that I haven't thought about, which is good. You're keeping me on my toes. Great questions. Love it, Hawks Den. Come back, please, from here on out and keep me on my toes. I'll get better at this. All right, here we go. Brent, I agree. We sweep the Packers and Vikings and split with the Bears. Oh, man. All right. Now, there's a lot of hype behind the Bears this year, too, just because of what they had all those draft picks, yada, yada. But there's a ton of hype behind the Bears and Justin Fields. I've even seen people saying Justin Fields, best quarterback in the North. He's going to be the MVP this year. All this is like, whoa, they're getting a little ahead of themselves. But yeah, the Bears are going to be a lot tougher this year. And I could see us once again dropping one in the division. I don't want to, but I'm with you there, sweeping the Packers and the Vikings. I think we got that. But yeah, the Bears, it's kind of flipping tides now. The Packers, well, that's just the way that it looks. Packers and Vikings going to go to the bottom. Lions, Bears maybe come up. Bears might still finish down third or fourth. They still got a little bit of ways to go, I think. But they are going to be very tough. So not a bad opinion there at all. Super Bowl, maybe the Chiefs and Eagles rematch. Could see that. I forgot about the Eagles. Eagles look good too. They that their draft just getting more and more Georgia players, and then adding Swifty from our team. I think Swift's going to do great for them, but he's gone from us now, so it is what it is. But that's a good guess. One more thing I'm going to talk about Lions football here before we get out of here, and it's kicker news. From what I hear, we got a battle. We got a huge battle in Detroit going on. We got Badgley, who's coming back from last year. We went and traded for Riley Patterson, which I don't know why. And now, we picked up Parker Romo out of the XFL. And from what I hear, Parker Romo has an absolute boot and is hitting some bombs. He's hitting them from a long ways away. So that's interesting to hear, because from the get-go, I just thought Badgley was going to be our guy. Then they bring in Romo. I'm like, okay, nice. That's good for competition. But, XFL kicker, that's where dreams come true. They get their opportunity. But I still thought Badgley was going to win it out. Then we bring in Patterson. I'm like, okay, we traded for this guy. He's going to win it. Well, now, from reports, I heard Parker Romo is just hitting bombs from deep. He missed one, but from what I heard as well is that he had the distance. It just missed slightly to the left or right. I'm not sure which one it was, but hey, if you got a boot like that and you're hitting consistently, I think that you got to give the guy a chance. Badgley is a good kicker, but I don't think that he has quite the leg strength as Romo, from what it sounds like, and Patterson definitely doesn't. So that's interesting to hear, and I'm interested to see which way we go this year at kicker. But yeah, if you guys don't have any other questions for me, I'm going to get out of here. I've been here for an hour today. I thought I was going to be here a lot shorter, but you guys kept me entertained in the comments. Like I said, I'll be back again next Wednesday instead of Tuesday at 2 p.m. But then, that's 2 p.m. West Coast, 5 p.m. Detroit, so that's 4 p.m. Central. And then Tuesday after that, it'll be 5 p.m., same time every single time. And yeah, So we'll move forward from there. But thank you guys for tuning in today. I appreciate all you. Like I said, love it when you guys are interactive here in the comments. Go ahead and follow. If you don't already, subscribe. Do all that good stuff. You see my Twitter handle right there, too. You can follow me on there. I'm not, as active as some of the other guys like Pride of Detroit or whatnot, but I have my 2 cents to throw in there. And, yeah, and I'll follow you guys back. Follow for a follow, okay? But, yeah, once again, great to have you guys all here. Great to be back with you guys. Until next week. Peace.
Touchdown, Detroit Lions!